Welcome to Online Guru. In this video, we are going to discuss about the exam tips for scoring good marks. That is the final preparation to be done before the exams. So, including the final preparation, there are certain factors to be taken into consideration for preparing examination and for scoring good marks. The first factor to be taken into consideration is the environment where we are going to prepare for the examination, that is the study environment. Usually, if you see in olden days, schools will be taken, the classes will be taken under the tree where the environment is very peaceful, so that it provides a space for proper understanding and realizing what is being taken. So we need to make an environment which is very peaceful and without noise. It is noise-free environment. That is very important for studying and preparing for the examination. So either under the tree, in those days a place where it is available. In case if it is not available, a proper environment inside the room where you have a proper lighting facility and without noise or sound. And the second factor is about eating nutritious food and drinking plenty of water. So when we talk about nutritious food, the important thing is we should avoid oily food before the exams. That is, when we are about to go for the examination, we have to keep in mind like eating oily or junk food should be avoided completely, as it deactivates or makes the brain cells to think in an inactive form. So whereas when we eat nutritious food which contain all the essential nutrients present in it, will make the brain cells to function in a proper manner, and then drinking plenty of water will nourish all the cells to function in a proper way, which will prevent you from dehydration. The third one is active mind and body. So you have to keep your mind and body active by doing a regular exercise like yoga or walking or any other kind of exercise which will allow all the body cells to have proper blood circulation and thereby enable you to remain in a static phase or phase where you remain in a stable environment, stable condition. Your body also remains in a stable condition like that of the environment. Then coming to the learning method. So we have discussed about the factors which enable like environment, food, active mind and body, and there are some kind of learning methods which has to be followed. Like when you prepare for the examination, you have to follow some kind of strategies which will be helpful for scoring good marks. So learning strategies include making a timetable for each subject. So you have to allocate in such a way that how many days you require for each subject to plan. For example, if you feel that the subject is very tough for you, you need to spend more time, and in that way you have to make a timetable. As I said, allocate more time for tough topics. Start learning a subject which you are not confident with. It means that if you think that I am very much doubtful in the subject, so spend more time with that subject. And whenever you feel that you have been continuously learning, spending more time in learning, so you can listen, you can relax yourself by having a short sleep which is called as nap, or you can listen to mild or pleasant music to refresh your mind. You can also make short notes or hints for quick follow-up of the topic. In case when the topic is a very lengthy one, you can have a short notes or hints in such a way that when you see the hints, you can just recognize or recollect the topic what you have been learned previously. And don't get panic just as the days are nearing. Okay, don't get panic and waste your time unnecessarily by any other unnecessary activities. Then there is a different learning method for college students as well as for school students, because the content of syllabus or content of material is different for these two categories. Now coming to college students, when you study for your examination, you learn the highlighted key points. You can follow flowchart method of learning. In sense, when you have a topic, any unit you have in that, so you can separate each unit in such a way, you make flowchart. Flowchart in sense, every point has to be linked with the other point in a single short format, like how you have the programming sequence, and make subheadings of the topic which connect with the main topic. So when you have so many, like when we write essays, we give subheadings for each content. When you have a long essay, we give subheading to make a note of what the paragraph is about to mean. So in that case, you can have a subheadings of a lengthy topic. So the subheading will make you connect with the main topic. So it is a quick glimpse of learning whatever you have studied. So when you are learning, and when you are just when you have flashback, when you revise all the content before the examination, these kind of small hints will help you to relate with the topic when you have very short span of time. And whenever possible, you can have handwritten notes or hints for easy recall of the content. As I told already, it is not possible to have all the content to have a glimpse during the examination or before the examination. So what we can do is, wherever possible, you can have handwritten notes where you feel that this note is very much tough for me to understand. You can yourself prepare the handwritten notes or hints for easy recall of the content. And this is for the college going students. And coming to the school students, you can try to cover all the objective questions of each lesson. So when you just cover the objective questions of each lesson, it means that almost you are covered with the 50% of the content. And spellings are very much important, so you can learn the spellings of hard words. Diagrams can be practiced based on the blueprint, which also score marks. And flowchart method is useful both for college as well as school students, because flowchart is a connective method where you connect one content with the other content in a simple short format. So these are the learning method which we follow. And final step to be followed before the exam is that need not get tensed or stressed. You can keep your mind relaxed. So your mind get relaxed when you follow the active physical and physical form of exercise, so which will remind or make you to remain in a static position. You can recollect all the points you prepared for the examination and try to be on the center on time, and check whether you have all the exam materials like hall ticket, stationery items, etc. Eat nutritious food and drink plenty of water to stay yourself hydrated. Avoid oily food, because your body needs more time to digest such oily food, and where the oxygen supply will be more in the digestive system and less supply will be there in for the brain to think or recollect. So don't waste your energy by unwanted talking or final time discussing, which will also swing your mood. So hope these tips, whatever been discussed here, will be useful to you. We will just discuss other content in the next video. Thank you.